Hey, welcome to Planet X. I'm Andrew Horn. This is a show where I talk about a lot of VHS tapes, a lot of classic movies, some classic, some terrible, love them both equally, as well as music, games, comics, the writing life, and just pop culture stuff in general, because I'm an old nerd, in case you haven't noticed. You may be wondering why I'm sat at a table done up with this fine title, VHS Ate My Brain Revised Edition, out now. This is the setup I would have had up at the 80s video shop in Alfreton this past weekend. I was supposed to be there between 1 and 5 on Saturday, 21st of October, signing copies of this along with the horror icon that is Graham Humphreys, the artist behind so many classic VHS covers and posters throughout the years. Unfortunately, due to all the flooding around the UK, a lot of the train lines were flooded and I couldn't get there, so I feel terrible about that. So if you're going along to say hello to me, I'm really sorry I wasn't there. Genuinely sorry, I was gutted. And I will be back there before too long with any luck. I love going to the 80s video shop. It is literally my favourite place in the world. I want to keep you up to date on what's going on with the follow-up to this. So yeah, I have just done a revised edition of VHS Ate My Brain. So the original was out in 2014. This one came out this year and with a load of new stuff in it. It's twice the length and thereabouts. Yeah, I think it's twice the length. So there's loads going on in there, but there is a sequel coming and I am writing that at the moment. But this is going to be, the follow-up is not going to be just about the love of VHS and classic movies and cult movies and why these things still resonate with people. It is going to be about how we've moved on with the scene since that came out in 2014, the original version. There's a lot of new stuff going on. There's a lot greater awareness of VHS and retro culture and retro collecting culture, thanks to things like Stranger Things and even things like Paper Girls or Totally Killer that came out just now. There's a lot of awareness of this particular era right now, and I've still got a lot more to say about it. And I know a lot of collectors, enthusiasts, and content creators around the world have as well. So I'm going to be talking to a lot of those throughout the course of writing what is tentatively called VHS Ate My Brain 2, but that will not be the title. It may not be the full title. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to be called yet, but I'm referring to it as VHS Ate My Brain 2. So that is on its way. That is underway. And I'm going to go and write some of that tonight while I talk to you as well. I'm going to go check out some tapes as well. I've always got to check out tapes on this channel, see if I can get back some of my Grail tapes. As I've mentioned previously, I did sell off a lot of my collection after completing the original version of VHS Ate My Brain. And that was just because I thought I'd had that period, I'd spent the time writing the book, and I think it was possibly the experience of writing the book that led me to sell them off. So that I've done that chapter now, I've chronicled it, I've brought it together into this book. But as I got rid of them, and it was good to get the money for them, I've seen the prices go skyrocket up on a lot of these tapes that I've really genuinely missed. So I am on the lookout to see if I can pick up some of them at a parent-friendly budget price. But yeah, I just want to give you an update on the new book to start with. So this is going really well. I'm taking a different approach this time to how I wrote the previous one. So I'm writing a bit of each chapter and then figuring out where the chapters go and what else it needs in there, and then I'm going to flesh each of those out. And I'm going to have a little session writing that with you tonight. I'm not going to give too much away in the stuff I'm writing, but I'm just going to talk you through some of my thought process in the creation of this, because I want to give something back. This is what it's always been about. I wanted to give something back to this community that's given me so much pleasure and so much entertainment over the years. I love this stuff, be it checking out what other people are doing or indulging in it myself. It's been a real pleasure to do, and with the growth of the scene, especially here on YouTube, there's been so much more to take in. People like Fanzine and Rob's Vintage Video, VHS Mikey, and of course Video Tasties, and a bunch of other channels that I absolutely adore. It's really cool to see all this stuff being made, and I want to keep it up. I want to keep this stuff coming out. So that's why there is another VHS Ate My Brain coming. So on that subject, on that note, let's go and write some of it. So I don't mind you guys watching me write this part. It's all rough, it's all work in progress. This is just literally me getting words down on paper, well, a Google Doc anyway. And something I want to write about in this particular part of it is you. So the people that are watching this,
because I really genuinely appreciate it. It's amazing to me still after doing this channel for like 3 years, and 10 years on, 10 years-ish since doing the original VHS Ate My Brain, that people are still interested in this, and I'm really genuinely grateful. So I'm going to take you on, just for a few minutes, I'm just going to take you on a little bit of the journey. So to the people watching my videos, you're going to see me make a lot of mistakes. This is like a direct letter to you guys, really. I want to put something in there for the people that are watching the stuff and reading my stuff. Not because I don't want it just to be about me and my experience. I did that in the first one. This one is about more people than me. Don't worry. I want to include you. So everyone watching this, that's you. Every single person that watches this. This goes out to you. So that's what this book will be. It's to everyone. It's to this whole scene, and I really value it. That's right, thank you. Thank you for sticking by me. I can't type. When I know there's someone watching, it's really difficult to type. So I'm going to turn the music up here and do this for a minute. So do join me along the way. Yeah, I want to get some messages in there for the people watching these videos and the people that have read the book already, the first book, because it should never just be about one person. This thing, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than just this dork sat in suburban Nottingham now, or previously sat in the middle of Nottingham city centre writing it. Not literally in the city centre. I was in a flat, but the scene has become so much bigger and so much more varied. I mean, when I first started doing the VHS, the whole VHS scene, when I discovered that, it was mainly based around Horror VHS Collectors Unite, the Facebook group, and it's just grown so much since then. It's incredible. So I just wanted you guys to know how much it means to me that you do watch these things, and how much it means to me that everyone, all these people out there, all these channels, like I say, like VHS Mikey and Rob's Vintage Video and Video Tasties and everyone, they just keep this alive, and I'm really pleased with it, and really grateful that an appreciation of this stuff and all its weirdnesses, in all of its niche glory, continues, you know. So I'm really grateful for that, and long may it carry on. So let's do a bit more on this letter to you guys. Yeah, why make videos of VHS tapes? Because I want to be part of the scene. That's one of the parts of a scene that means so much to me. It has done for many years. The things that people are doing. I only wrote arse there. To maintain and develop this scene. Stay on me on a daily basis. It's so cool seeing people do like the podcasts and the chats and the things where people from all over the world come onto videos and just hang out and talk about tapes. And it shouldn't be so engaging, it shouldn't be so compelling, but it remains compelling to me. It remains interesting and fascinating. So yeah, I want to make sure it continues. It's a really important thing to make sure that these kinds of media aren't just kind of consigned to the trash heap of time like a lot of other things have been. You know, HD DVD, for example. It's important to me that these things are recorded and appreciated, because they were a massive part of our cultural heritage. This isn't something that, you know, it wasn't like throwaway media. People had them on the bookcases, people had collections of them. They would sell for a lot of money. They would cost a lot of money in the first place. You know, like when they first came out, it was like 70 quid a tape for people to buy to rent out in their shops. So it was It was an expensive thing, it was a luxury item for many. You know, right from the days of top loaders to the last ones where they were, what was it called? Was it VHS 2000, where they were they had like an upscaled VHS format. And I don't want these things to go and be forgotten. I mean, some things have come back, like vinyl and cassettes and stuff like that. They've grown into their new niche status now, with a lot of releases coming out on cassettes as well as CD and downloads and streaming and things like that. But VHS hasn't really got there yet, because you need like a bulky player, you need more space, and I do think the appreciation of these things should still be recorded. Anyway, things people are, I have written arse there now. It's just a little bit there I've written, but that's not sort of my thought process. I want to make sure this is maintained, that this scene is maintained, and that the love for these films and this chunk of pop culture is kept alive. Let's go check out some tapes. So to bring this video to a close, let's go and take our regular look at some ex-rental big box VHS horror on eBay. Straight away, first tape that comes up is a preset big box of Gremlins on Warner. I want to have a look at the back of that, because Gremlins is a great movie. I really love Gremlins, always liked it. Love the sequel as well. Although they had more money with the sequel, and I think it's not quite as exciting as the first, but I do really love it. There's a copy of Evil Speak there. Oh, and Swamp Thing, and this seller looks very promising. It's Bogeyman for 99p. This is interesting. And we got Psycho Puppet. Let's see what else that comes up. There's some crazy things here. Tomb of the Living Dead. These are not going to go for 99p, a lot of these. My Little Eye. That is underrated. It's dated. It's dated like mad now. But that was a fun one at the time. It's strange. Like, I can quite easily watch things from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and way before. I mean, my wife and I watched a movie from 1936 tonight. But things that carry stuff about the internet, you know, the early stages of popular culture as we know it now, they're really hard to watch. Like Hackers, that's a weird cover for Inseminoid. Let's have a look at that. Like Hackers, with Angelina Jolie and Fisher Stevens and Johnny Lee Miller and everyone, that has aged so badly. I mean, the scene that really sticks out for that is where the characters are looking at Angelina Jolie's laptop. She's like, "It's got 6 gig of storage." I'm like, hang on, I think I've got 6 gig of photos on my phone, let alone, actually I've probably got more than on my laptop. And it's just crazy how things have moved on so fast, and things that are set in an era that is still so fresh in the memory of others, the memory of a lot of people, it's kind of hard to take them not seriously, but it's kind of hard to take them as read. I find anyway, it's been difficult to it takes me out of it a bit. I think that's what I'm trying to say there. Let's see. Okay, we've got, that's the full moon version of Pit and the Pendulum, isn't it? Stuart Gordon version. That's a cool one. I think it is anyway. Pitch Black, no. I like Pitch Black, but it's not what I want on tape, really. I need more weird things. Weird makes me happy. I'm familiar with weird. I can do weird. See, there's a film I really appreciated at the time, Interview with the Vampire. I enjoyed that for what it was. You know, it wasn't underground horror. It wasn't like a low budget one, which is the sort of thing that I really appreciated. But I liked it at the time. It was good fun at the time. I appreciated that. I was Night of the Seagulls there. It's again the same seller that's selling the others I've got open. Let's see if we can find something else. Let's find one more. Something else that looks cool. Let's tell you what. Let's do 5 pages. I'm onto the 3rd page. Let's see if I can do 5 pages and see what comes up. Oh, there's The Addiction, the Abel Ferrara vampire movie. That was an interesting one, a different approach. I remember that getting quite a lot of press at the time for its different approach to being a vampire movie. Tonga Ninja, Psycho. The remake of Psycho, I just, no. Couldn't get on with that at all. Because it was like shot for shot. I just couldn't couldn't connect to it on any level. And that's the thing that's funny with me and remakes. There's very few of them that I can really latch onto. The one that I do bring up is Carrie with Chloe Moretz in, because I think she did a great job with that, and that was a pretty solid remake. And there's more stuff from the book in there, from the original Stephen King novel, and that did I thought that was pretty effective as remakes go. But as a rule, I don't like remakes at all. Okay, so over to page 4 of these, see what's going on here. Not seeing anything else that's leaping out at me here. Lots of repeated tapes. These must have come from a video store, because if they've got more than one copy on the same format, I'm guessing these are from a video store. It's so cool to see so many tapes around there. Fools Rush In with Salma Hayek and Matthew Perry. Oh, it's a weird mix, that. It's Fair Game. God, with the Fair Game movie with Cindy Crawford, I saw that at the cinema. I was still in the early days of being able to go and see 15 rated movies, and it was like, oh, this is so exciting. And then I saw Fair Game, and it was like, well, that's 90 minutes I'll never get back. But it was what it was. Oh, it's Cube. Cube's a great movie. I love that. Okay, nothing else that's leaping out at me from this page either. So let's go and check out what we've got open in these other tabs. So we've got this Gremlins one on Warner Home Video in the lovely big puffy box. I like those boxes. Let's have a look at the back of that. I want to see the images on the back. Ah, there we go. Check those out. I never get tired of Gremlins. That's a great movie. This is an interesting edition of Evil Speak. That is a pre-cert. That is not the cheap and nasty one I used to have that was very, very cut. Now that does have an R rating on the back, so that may well be American. Let's have a look. Does it say NTSC on the tape at all? It's got an English postcode on it, an English phone number. So that's the Video Space one. I will never win that in a million years, because I just won't. Not at that price. But I'm going to go bid on that because that looks fun. I'm going to go bid on that. That sounds entirely my thing. So I'll go and place a crazy low bid on that. But let's look at this next one we've got here. This Swamp Thing. I've been reading about Swamp Thing in a book about TV movies, and how this is... Was it TV movies? I can't remember. No, it wasn't TV movies. What was I reading about this for? Some reason or other. But I was reading about the shortcuts made in the production, but how it's still quite effective in many ways with the drama of it. That's cool. It's cool to see that. That's a very clean looking copy. This person has had some... they've looked after their stuff. Bogeyman, I like this. This was on one of the Nasties lists. I must refer to my book and find out which one. I do not have a copy nearby. It was on one of the Nasties lists, and which one escapes me. And it was a weird one. It had a really cool atmosphere because of the magic powers coming out of broken parts of mirror. It had a really striking visual aspect to it. So I will have to go and bid on that one as well, because that's the Vipco one. And I'm a sucker for Vipco tapes. I love Vipco. Psycho Puppet, I've not seen this edition before. It's posts on Viz Movies. Let's have a look at that back cover. It's okay. It's not leaping out at me, that one. Not really leaping out at me. However, this one, with this cover for Inseminoid, is amazing. I'm much more used to the other covers in Seminoid with the, the open legs, if I remember rightly. If you'll pardon the expression. But that was an interesting one. That puts it across as more like a straightforward Alien movie, and it's a lot more graphic than that, to be honest. That's an interesting addition. I've not seen that one before. He was the last alien, and his discovery by an unsuspecting archaeological expedition was to unleash a carnage that would threaten the very survival of mankind. Yeah, and there's lots of nudity in it, so, covers all the bases for a certain sort of viewer. This edition of The Pit of the Pendulum was really cool. Yeah, it's the Full Moon Entertainment one, directed by the late great Stuart Gordon. He did a great job with that. Pit and the Pendulum is a classic story, and it's just nice to see that tape floating around, because that is a really solid, pretty straightforward and serious adaptation for Full Moon of that story. The Addiction, that's cool. It's when they started doing that sort of downplayed style in the 90s for things. Was it Lily James in it? Eddie Falco, Paul Calderson, Fredero Starr, Catherine Irby, Parley, Jamal Simmons, Nikki D. No, but that was an interesting one. It was Lily Taylor, that was it. It's an interesting one because it took a different approach to vampirism. It wasn't like gothic, and it wasn't frilly shirts and things like that, but it was an interesting take on that whole scene. But it's nice to see things out there. Right, I'm going to go and bid on these two tapes, Bogeyman and Evil Speak, which I will not win, and as I say, it just won't happen, and I'm going to go put this video together. But I look forward to getting back to out there and meeting some more of you guys. So again, I'm sorry I didn't make it out to the 80s video shop for the signing with Graham Humphreys. It was such a shame, because it's nice to see Graham again. He's a really nice bloke, and I would have liked to meet some of you guys out there. So I look forward to doing that again soon. In the meantime, please do like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. I talk about a lot of VHS movies and a lot of other stuff. Just come and hang out. I like hanging out with you guys. And I appreciate every single one of you being there. So do check out the book if you want to. And do like and subscribe if you want to. I'm not pushing anyone. I'm not going to be that YouTube guy. And do join me for the next episode of Planet Hex.